And now begins the mystery of Dean Drabwell's Ranch. This is what I now find to be the scariest level in the game. It all starts off with a drive in a creepy road that I think anyone would hate to get a flat tire on. After discovering that they haven't arrived at a lake, but a swamp instead, their van is approached by a muck monster. Yeah, okay, most people will try to make a U-turn and say forget it, but not these meddling kids. They then meet this old man who hates Drabwell apparently, and how he won't sell his land to him. After all that, he tells the gang, leave now. Well, in one ear and out the other. The ranch of Dean Drabwell. Drab is right. Yeesh. In a remote hillbilly swamp, no one can hear you scream. As usual, you walk only a few feet and meet this level's villain. Probably the scariest one of the game. He melts into the floor right in front of you. And just look at these surroundings. It's that kind of place, you know, where people see Bigfoot all the time. Well, anyway, let's get onto that clues list. First you find a tin can lying around in plain sight. Shaggy uses this as a weapon. Then you find a pair of boots that are covered in tar. A fan, a generator, and a gas can. These items are for Fred. He uses them to blow leaves out of the way and opens up a new path. Would a pile of leaves really be that big of an obstacle? Some tires that, honestly, I didn't know for a while was an item that you could pick up. You use them to bounce to areas that you otherwise couldn't reach. A soil sampling kit. Somebody must be interested in this land. A stick. This is just another weapon. I feel like I must mention that this place might actually be haunted. Just look at these giant elevator nests, flying around boards, and jumping around jack-o'-lanterns. That seem normal to you? Oh, speaking of lanterns. And then you find, whoa, a zombie. This is the partner villain for this level. How he's turning his head all the way around, I don't know. Well, anyways, next thing you find is the Muck Monster mask. A map that shows detailed exploration of the area. A boiler suit covered in tar, a paint can full of tar, and a geological report commissioned by Dean Drabwell, but on Grumper's land. Drabwell must be behind all of this. Well, here we go again with another trap. I like how the paper says, fan dries out monster. Assuming. Fred wants you to meet up with him back at the plank bridge. So, with some backtracking through the level that would make Resident Evil blush, you find him. Oh, good lord. The plank bridge jump. I've always hated it. It's one of those jumps that are easy to undershoot. After gathering the parts, of course, Shaggy has to lure the bad guy again, because apparently no one else can. The tar monster chases after Shaggy, and not only does Fred's trap work, but it works so well that it drops the tar monster to the floor, all dried out. Well, I guess assuming pays off sometimes. I like how the villain's mask looks disappointed. Well, as you probably guessed already, it was Dean Drabwell. You see, he wanted to steal Grumper's land because it was worth a fortune. He planned to do so by scaring him with the tar monster routine until he would willingly sell the land to him, believing it to be haunted. And it was Dean's wife dressed up as the zombie. And with that, another level and mystery knocked off the list. I like how each password screen tells you to write it down and keep it safe. So I keep mine in a safety deposit box at my bank. Jeez, another scary road. This time with tombstones lying around. Why does Shaggy keep letting Fred drive? And there it is. Yeah, I think I would just stay in the mystery machine and lock up. Now, this level is probably the least creepy of the bunch, but it does remind me of the show the most. Immediately after Count Bagosi's threat, Velma and Daphne start walking as if to say, well, here goes another mystery. And your two villains this time are Count Bagosi, of course, and this jogging around Gold Knight. Yeah, I think the Knight is the fastest villain in the game. Now, this level is the longest and most involved out of all of them, that's for sure. Well, with that, there's really not much else to say except for, it's clue time again. Of course, you find a lantern. You also find high-quality paper, as Velma describes it. A watermelon this time as one of your weapons. Green printing dye, the color of money. Makeup and face powder, which Velma wants for a second, but quickly changes her mind when she discovers that it's stage makeup. A rubber bat on a string, a key, a spare tuxedo, and false fangs. Some cheese, which you give to another roid rat. 4 books that you basically build a ladder with, and just look at the size of these books. Where's Shaggy putting these? You then find a $5 printing plate. I guess Count Bagosi figures that $5 is less suspicious or something. After you find that clue, it's time for Shaggy to risk his safety yet again. And now you have to backtrack and gather items that Shaggy kept dismissing as useless. 2 barrels, a wooden plank, and a peg. Well, hit the lights again, Daphne. And the counterfeiter was J.D. Morgan! And the Knight was his business partner. Anyways, their company was going under, and they desperately needed to pay its bills. And you know, I can't think of a better way than mass-producing fake $5 bills. So, that's it. And the ending, unfortunately, isn't worth the effort. It's just a simple congratulations. Thanks. Honestly, the credits containing photos of the programmers is more entertaining than the ending you earned. For some reason, they're dressed up like it's the mid-1800s, and at this point, you also realize that they have named the villains after themselves. Mindang, Drabwell, Morgan, and Porter. You know, this is crazy. Crazy. In the time that it took them to come up with the idea, let's name the villains after ourselves, and the money it took to buy all the fake 1800s clothing, the effort and the money could have went on a good ending. Well, other than that one complaint, it actually is a pretty good mystery solving game and does feel quite a bit like the TV show. It just could have used a better ending.